Hello, my name is Rachel and I am having a reading day. I mean, not day, it's already 4 o'clock. But I have nothing to do tonight and I thought, I just want to read. I just want to read. One of my favourite things to watch is when people are like halfway through books and they talk about what they're thinking, like before they've properly like finished it and consolidated what they think. So like when people talk about they're currently reading, like Lauren in the books talks about her currently reading, and I really enjoy that. So yeah, I thought I would do that because then you get a little bit of an insight into what I think as I read things. In terms of what I am actually currently reading, we have The Art of Being Normal by Lisa Williamson. I'm 52 pages into this and really enjoying it, so I want to continue with this one. Another book that I've been reading is Orlando by Virginia Woolf. Yeah, I'm currently reading this one and quite enjoying it. The writing style is obviously amazingly beautiful. And then the only other book I can say I'm currently reading, I'm not currently reading it now, I was currently reading it and I put it down for a long period of time, but it is The Miseducation of Cameron Post. What I'm going to try and do today is get to part 2, which is high school, which that starts on page 71 and I'm currently on page 49, so it doesn't seem that difficult. And I thought if I get like to part 1, that might be where like the inciting incident is, so I might be able to properly get into it because I just haven't been hooked by this yet. In terms of what I want to read tonight, like as I'm like having my little personal readathon, I want to read up to part 2 of this. I want to read a little bit more of The Art of Being Normal because I'm really enjoying this so far. I have all these books that are still on my TBR and up for grabs. So I'm really wanting to read Affinity because of Gentleman Jack basically. And I really want to read Everything Leads to You by Neil Core as well. So they're all looking pretty good. I might read one of them, who knows. And then we have all the graphic novels. So firstly, actually before the graphic novels, we have Running Upon the Wires by Kate Tempest, which I've read before, wasn't on my TBR, but when I made the A-to-C of LGBT book tag, which I will link somewhere, I mentioned this book and I was talking about it and I was like, that book takes like 2 minutes to read. You could easily just like reread it. Like I brought it in, added it to the TBR pile, and now suddenly I want to read it. So I might read that today. Don't know, but I definitely do want to reread it. But right now, I think I'm feeling like I'm going to start reading queer graphic history because this seems, even though it's a graphic novel, it does seem quite dense. Like there is a lot of writing in it. So I feel like it'll be a good one to like get through a few pages of at a time. Start with this, have a little bit of a read. Read up to part 2, Miseducation of Cameron Post, and then read some of The Art of Being Normal because I'm quite enjoying this one. I'll keep you updated in this little whatever this turns out to be. So yeah, we'll see you soon when I've actually read something. Feeling like I'm going to read this bad boy because I'm quite enjoying it and I haven't read it in a few days because I've been listening to some audiobooks, so I'm feeling like a return to this guy is going to be great. Look at this is ridiculous. I'm going to be reading for probably like a few hours and look at all these books here as though I think I'm going to read them all. It's fucking ridiculous. Oh, she's up to chapter 11 for this. I think this was actually from a charity shop, so that's probably the original bookmark that it had, but there we go, that's what we're reading. Chapter 11. Page, 53? Shall we see how many pages we can read? Okay. I've just read like 20 pages of this book and I'm in floods of tears. That was really fucking horrible to read. The thing that happens, you know what's going to happen, you can like sense that it's going to happen, and the whole time you're reading it you're like, no, and then it just fucking happens anyway and it's horrendous. People are the worst, bullies are the worst, but I'm gonna read a little bit more, but I feel very emotional right now, so I don't know how much I'm gonna read. If it carries on being this sad, I feel like I'm gonna need a break from it because it's gonna upset me too much. Okay, so I stopped reading this a few minutes ago just to go make some tea because, you know, I always need a new cup of tea. I got to page 111 in this and I'm really enjoying it. It's dual perspective, so there's 2 main characters, David and Leo, and the thing that I'm really enjoying is that I'm really invested in both of them. So usually with dual perspective I always find that there's one that I lean towards, and with this I'm not leaning towards either of them. I'm really interested in both of their stories and I'm finding the kind of struggles that they're going through really interesting. So one of the protagonists is David. David's been born a boy, but they feel that they're a girl, and so there's that kind of struggle of like coming to terms with that. The best friends know, but everyone else in their life, like parents and things like that, no one knows. And obviously they're trying to deal with that. And then Leo in this book, his problems are more to do with his family, with money, with like having enough money to eat, and you know, moving from a bad school to a good school, but being treated like you're from a bad school, and reputation and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, I'm finding both narratives really, really interesting, which is great because I don't normally there is one that I lean towards. So this is great so far, but I'm going to stop for a little bit because I've read quite a lot. Even though it's really serious topics and it has already made me cry, it's also quite like a fun, easy type read. Even though it's not, it's quite difficult, and the important topics that it's dealing with, it does them in a very readable way. So would really recommend this one so far. I'm really, really enjoying it. Like I said, I've just made a cup of tea and I'm hoping to continue reading, but I don't know what to pick up next. I don't know whether to read a little bit more of queer, but then I have read some of that today, so I'm feeling like I want something new. Thinking I might read a bit of the Miseducation of Cameron Post, try and get up to the part 2 section, try and remember what happened in the first 50 pages, because, you know, I read them fucking ages ago. So I'm going to have a little bit of a read of this, see how much of that I can get through, and then I'll probably be picking up Running Upon the Wires, because I feel like that's just a gift in itself. That's just a reward, because it's so fucking cute and I love it. Okay, so I've just been reading Cameron Post and I've read up to start of part 2, which is great. That's what I wanted to read today. Definitely found it more gripping than it was before. I'm not really going to say what happened because it doesn't say it on the back, but basically something bad happens to the protagonist and she ends up living with a different member of her family, and we basically see her move to a new church and her start to seek out what that church thinks about the attraction that she's having to other girls. Then it starts at part 2, so we'll see how that goes. I mean, she's in high school for part 2. She seemed, how old is she? I think she's around 10 in the bit that I've just been reading, so I'm guessing she's going to be around like 14 or 15 now. I'm up to the next bit of that and I'm glad because it definitely was a bit more interesting than it had been previously, so that's good because it might mean I get back into it now. And then yeah, in terms of what else I want to read, I'm going to spend a bit of time reading Running Upon the Wires. So I'm going to read some of this and then make my tea and go and eat my tea, and then maybe I'll come and read after, maybe I won't. So yeah, I will update you. Okay, so it's a bit later now and I thought I would just update you on what I'm planning to do tonight. So I did end up reading Running Upon the Wires by Kate Tempest, which I adored. This is honestly like up there with favourite poetry collections. I mean, it's up there with Hold Your Own, also by Kate Tempest, because it's amazing. And I just love this poetry collection. I just think it's really readable and it's really personal, and it's about such a basic topic that everyone understands, but at the same time she makes it unique and she makes it special. So I really enjoyed this and it was great. And yeah, I'm going to stop filming now. I'm not going to stop reading because I'm actually fancying reading a bit of The Art of Being Normal before I go to bed, but it's 11 o'clock now, so I'm not going to be doing any more filming. So I just thought I would update you on everything that I read today. So obviously I finished this poetry collection. I read about 30 pages of The Miseducation of Cameron Post, which was great because it's definitely got me back in the mood to read it. I really enjoyed what I did read, so I'm really, really glad that I ended up picking that one up again, and I feel like I'm going to be getting back on track with this and actually reading it, so that's good. I started reading Queerographic History, which is what I wanted to read this month for Pride. I've read 40 pages of this and I'm really, really enjoying it so far. It's very informative though, so even though I feel like I could just keep reading it until I finished, I also feel like I want to like stop and process what I'm reading and make sure that I'm not just like speed reading the whole thing and then I get to the end and I'm like, oh, I only remember a few things. Whereas now, because I'm like having a break, I feel like I'm giving myself a chance to kind of process, ingest, and like know what I've learned and things. Yeah, so I'm really enjoying this so far. And then obviously the other book that I was reading was The Art of Being Normal, which I think I read around 60 pages. I was on like 50 something when I started and I'm on like page 111 now, so yeah, just around 60 pages. I'm going to read a bit more of this before I go to bed because I'm really, really enjoying it. So yeah, just thought I would update you on this like mini, I don't know what this is. This is like a mini Pride evening reading vlog thing. I don't know. Yeah, thank you very much for watching and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!